Alright guys, well I ordered in a cage for my bike, and today is going to be the day that I finally open it. It's supposed to not be here for like another month, so super excited about that. So far, it's packaged very well. So huge shout outs to Crazy Iron. I got some pictures before, and this one's supposed to be pretty awesome. I got to pick out the color, which they made really easy, so all that was nice. Very well packaged. And this is all for the 2004 Yamaha FC6. This will be your Crazy Iron stunt cage style set. So, and if I'm correct, everything should be here that you're going to need to get it put on. The color on that, I can't even get over that. Camera kind of does it justice. So, good job. So perfect. This looks like we would have the hardware kit as well. Crossbar, final frame, which is also color coded. Man, stellar packaging, guys. This is some next level type stuff. I was not expecting all this, but I guess that's what you get when you buy from people who know what they're doing. The box has even got your name on them, which is awesome. Even instructions. Well, I'll probably have to decode these. So now, we get the fun part of trying to change over. Now that we have all of this opened up, it's looking great. We'll figure out how to, looking at this if I need it, might be able to figure out just what their connecting points and what we need to do, but still, much appreciated. Alright, so now after a little bit, finally got all the Russian, as you can see. This one I think is going to be shooting through here. I just don't know what side it's going to be on. Okay, so that'd be that bolt. So it's going to take me a minute. informational research first. As long as we're not getting wild and taking all these off at once, we should be able to do all these at one time individually. And be able to pull each bolt out and line it up next to its counterpart. Which we're going to assume be this guy right here. Which in my specific scenario, there's 2 longer bolts and 2 shorter bolts. And the 2 shorter bolts are the ones that line up. This will be 17 mil. I'm not trying to go all the way tight, so I'm just doing a nice little mock up. So. So it looks like we lined up down here where the center stand actually mounts on the right side. The forward bolt looks like we'll probably have to take that one out. That nice blue bar for up here is going to go shooting straight across. So I'm going to take the other side out. So I'll be working right down on this leg right here. And it is a 5/16 Allen for anybody doing this job if they've got the same tools. I'll probably have to take this slider off as well. Maybe there's no purpose of keeping it on there, but actually it might not be in the way, so why not? Well, I might have fumbled that, put on the wrong bolt on the wrong side, so we'll pull that one out just to check. This one seems to not have enough. Just gonna try one quite farther just to get a bite. And it doesn't seem to want to have a bite. Alright, so I figured out how to get this cross brace in. It's actually not too hard to figure out. Now I've lost my socket. Game of search. Why don't you guys tell me? That side started. Anytime you're doing anything like this, I would highly suggest that you always make sure you get everything started. So I'm going for this bolt down here, which is going to be the front crossbar behind the exhaust. To be honest, don't use a shallow, or don't use a deep, use a shallow. Otherwise the socket head slides back and you get a whole new issue. So preferably if you can get yourself a 6-inch extension with your short. Like it's way easier. Feels super solid. I've got literally those 2 loose and those 2 are tight. I'll have to take it off to get to this bolt, which I can. I got that actually tighten that one. I'm still just trying to figure out where everything goes. Now I got my light, so start spotting. Okay, so this one goes in here. Not the tube air. feel like I should take it off the center stand for when I do that one, so I'll save that one. Or I should do it right now, actually. Get all the pressure off the center stand since I gotta take this bolt out from right down here. Plenty of room to move out of the way. A little bit smaller, feels like a 15. 14. Oh, I'm gonna be wrong again. It'll be a 15. Jeez. 14 it is. Alright, well, one camera got full, so we switch to the next. The one that's down here is not a fun one to get. I end up using a clamp, squeezing it in, just got the bolt threaded. So now I'm gonna grab a swivel, smaller extension, and use that combination to wrangle that bolt on. I don't want to twist it from the outside and have it pop, so I'm going to twist it from the back side and just make it tighter and tighter. I did not use the one washer, because this is the same size, and it's just going to make it stick out even farther and make me catch even less threading. And I need all I can get. That washer's probably definitely going to have to stay in there. Tension on this one, which is really good. You don't want to have your bolts with a lot of tension in them, because that's going to put a lot of strain on them when they start. I'm going to start with the least amount as possible. So those are feeling really good. Man, I'm excited for this thing. So the sides are pretty much on. Side, we're still rocking. Trying to get the install set up. So right now I think we're actually going to be diving in to the bolts that are down inside. Right back there. So I'll loosen this one up just like I did the other one. Give it some wiggle room. Now is where we put the big bolt in. So this one is going to be that bottom bolt, and you should have this. That's on both sides. Alright, cool. So yeah, you're going to want the slider of this piece on this side, closer towards us. And we can give you nut caps, that's cool. Yeah, I'm just going to disconnect this front one to give us that wiggle room. Might take this one all the way out. It's not a problem. Which if that's all I have to do each time, is just take this bolt off over here, and then take that one off, loosen this, and then pop in, smooth. Just do an oil change, like, I'll be cool with that. For the protection this thing's going to give me, well worth it. But to make my life easier, we're going to go back in the center stand. Flashlight. Now you should be able to actually see kind of what I'm talking about. So on the back right here, there's this nasty bolt, not oil, chain grease. We're all good. Everything else is pretty much dry because I've already pulled this engine, put it back in. So we've been through some stuff. So we have another 14, and this one should travel all the way through. So this one's gonna be longer. A little scarier, but not at the same time. I've already had all these out, so I know they're going to come out fairly easy. That's from the front bar. So for this one, you actually want to come on, will be the right side. And we're going to be getting off this bolt. So that is the one that's going to be for part of your engine mount, and that one's going to go all the way through back to the other side, and that's the bolt we're looking at. So we can pop this side loose and start our process. And if this bolt is like really hard to get out and doesn't want to seem to move, you might have to come in and jack up on the engine a little bit just to give it some free play. Mine looks like it's sitting nice and good. And this is smaller. And to be honest, it sounds pretty logical to use the bolt that they supplied. This part I'm not 100% certain on which one would technically come off on which side, because on this, there's longer side on this one than this one. Now you can see right up in there, got the shiny new stud sticking out. So the part that I don't know about is which side the threads are supposed to be on. So I'm going to shoot for this side first and we'll see how it goes. Alright, I don't have any bolts left over. So overall, it went really well. We have a couple different ones. We have this bolt that's down here. It's going to be right beneath the sprocket cover. And oil filter here. When it's all said and done with the way that I set mine up on the washer, combination of it all, I should have a washer out here, but I don't. So, I should have a washer out here, but I don't. You got your main frame connection. I ended up just leaving a slider. I might take it off though, because if it does impact, it's going to be weird, and it sticks out of this a little bit. So I'll probably go ahead and take that slider off, get through the other side. You've got frame bolt on this side. You've got your connection for the bar that goes across, and then you've got this one, which is just nut on each side, and that's where the bottom of the center stand. So then we have it all put on. I haven't mounted the pucks yet, but I do have pucks with it. I'm really digging this. It's even more blue than I could imagine. So now we're going to have to make even more blue accents in this color. So to mount the pucks up, and these are really easy. I was kind of already eyeing these earlier, and to be real, it's a self-tapping screw with a washer on it. So make that really easy. You stick the puck, obviously this side goes into the cage, and then they already have a pre-drilled hole. And all you do is you line that up, and you're good. So, before I do that though, they did provide me with some random caps, and that's going to be to cover the caps of these bolts. So first one, we're going to get that one. Cap cover one. On the right side, cap cover 2. And then this one for the center stand. And then right here we did replace a bolt as well. So we will cap that guy as well. And now we get to drop our parts. So again, you got your hole. Skinny side just slides in nice and easy. Get a little bit of tension on them. So, okay, maybe these are different sizes. Or this side's just getting shoved in. So just shove them in, hit them in. That'll be alright. Get your screw set. Get the bag open. Top over the other side. Get these mounted up too. So, hole here, line up. And obviously, wiggle a lot to make sure that you don't have anything loose, you don't hear anything rattling on it. If you do, you need to keep going with your tension, up your torque, and keep driving your screws. So these look to be, I believe, an 8. So you don't want to go crazy torquing these things down. I got this drill on a real nice soft tension to it. So just go nice and slow. So now I'm curious to seating position to see if I smack my knees on it. I doubt I will, but there's only one way to find out. But before I touch my bars, I've got to clean my hands up. Tank's cold. And nice foot positioning too. I don't feel any wiggles. If I move on, the whole bike moves. And that's exactly what I want. Sorry guys, I'm not gonna throw it on its side and show you how safe it is. Quite frankly, I just don't feel like picking it back up. So on the other side, I just have to take off the slider down here. But I have to find the factory bolt. Alright, so the last part I gotta deal with is up on here on this front. We've got the extension sticking out. This slider's gotta come off because the way that it sits now is it's going to, it just messes with the geometry of the cage, and I don't want to have this bind and potentially lose this finger in the frame because I know that's a weak spot. So we're just going to take this one off, and then I have the factory bolt and washer sitting right down here. So we'll get those changed out, and then I think we'll have the install done. Final look over, make sure everything's good, no rattling, nothing, we're good.